You're listening to Question Reality. Question Reality with Priscilla Leona.
Hi, welcome to Question Reality. I'm Priscilla Leona, and we are coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. I'm the producer and host of the show, so you got a whole hour of me talking nonstop. You love it, right? You love this voice from the East Coast, loud and squeaky and squealy. Well, if you don't, you'll listen to it anyway if you stay tuned. All right, so our show will help provide you with entertainment industry career advice. And we have a diverse range of professionals who work in front of and behind the scenes, screen and stage. And we have Oscar nominees, we have Emmy Award winners, Grammy Award winners, Tony Award winners, reality TV stars, as well as seasoned professionals who are at various levels in their career. Try to move on up to the east side, to that deluxe apartment in the sky. So they're all showbiz professionals who come on the show. And if you missed any of our episodes, you can visit these sites and you can see all of the shows. As you know, I've been on for over 20 years, so we have lots and lots of content for you to peruse. You can go to our YouTube channel, and that is under my name at Priscilla Leona. You can go to our website, which is questionrealityradioshow.com. You can go to Facebook at questionrealityradioshow.com, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, X at Priscilla Leona. And every week, my little tip to you and advice is keep it consistent. Keep, when you are branding, it's all about branding. And my suggestion, as well as the experts, especially if you go to a TED Talk, they will tell you that in this day and age, you really have to keep things consistent. You can't do all those little cutesy names like I'm a lover, not a fighter at lynda.com, or I'm cute and cuddly on Facebook, and then another one on X, and then another one. No one's going to find you. People just want to go to Google, type your name, and find you. Okay. Now, we ask you for a little itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini favor, and that is, if you enjoy our guest today, please consider subscribing to their site, or at least give them a little, what I call an up thumb, and they'd really appreciate it. And we will provide their social media information at the beginning and at the end of the show. So it's coming if you don't write it down. All right, this applies to our show as well. If you like our entertainment industry career advice show and enjoy the platform, which is the most important thing, we try, or what we're trying, we achieve it. I'm going to just say it. We always achieve it. What we achieve on this show is to help provide entertainment industry career advice for everyone, no matter if you want to be a script supervisor, you want to be an actress, a singer, a dancer, a model, musician, entertainment lawyer, a film critic, a fashion designer, you name it. We are going to have tips and advice on how to get there. So please subscribe to our sites too. As I told you, Priscilla Leona at YouTube at Priscilla Leona, and questionrealityradioshow.com, Question Reality Radio Show Facebook, but Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, all my name. And one of the reasons why you say, well, you have Question Reality Radio Show.com and then you have Priscilla Leona, well, because you never know if you're going to take your show on the road, so to speak. So if it's your name, you could put it on radio, television, film, a book, you name it. It's your name. So the branding's already set in place. Now, if you want to be booked on our show, if you like to appear and promote your project, showcase your talents, or if you want to refer someone else, please reach out to us via our website, which is questionrealityradioshow.com. It's on the contact page. Very, very, very short name, email. I think that's it. Name, email, and website and social media sites. So you can be vetted. I bet I'm going to be vetted. Yes. So Priscilla Leona at yahoo.com is the email. Again, Priscilla Leona at yahoo.com. Now, moving on, we have a little tiny bit of advertisement to do. And again, I do not get paid for advertising. I do not accept. I get so many requests for people who want to advertise on our show, but I do not accept money for advertisements. The only time I will advertise something is I believe in it, I use it, it's got to be like, I love it, love it, love it. I believe in it. It's everything to me. And that's the only way I'm going to advertise on my show. Now, my very good friend, Mary Lou Belli, she's been on the show so many times. She's a multiple Emmy award-winning director of, film, television, theater, you name it. She's won it. I think she just won her 6th Emmy for the Miss Pat show. Yeah, don't look that up. I can't remember. I have so many people. But anyway, her career, she's got a rich career spanning over 30 years. And she's worked, again, across the various genres in television, film, and theater. And her impressive portfolio includes, within that medium, sitcoms, procedurals, documentaries. Again, it would take me a whole hour to do all of her credits. So just go on imdb.com and look her up, Mary Lou Belli. But some of her notable shows that she's directed that you might be familiar with, the Miss Pat show, multiple Emmy nominations for that. NCIS, New Orleans, Black Lightning, Bull, Legacy, Sweet Magnolias, Station 19, Heart of Dixie. On and on and on. She's also lent her talents to series like The Wizard of Waverly Place, Sister, Girlfriends, and The Game 12. So this woman is so talented. It's like talent is floating out of her eardrums when she's on the show. It's like musical notes just coming out. So I would highly suggest that when you go to my YouTube channel that you look up her recent interview. She talks about so many things, and the thing that I'm here to tell you about that we talked about on the show is, in addition to her work behind the camera, Mary Lou Belli is also an accomplished author of many entertainment industry career-related books. And her 3rd edition of Actors Tell the Story is available for purchase now on Amazon.com. Again, I do not get any payola kickback or anything. I'm not even cast as a background extra. I just do this because I have her books. I love her. I've been in her master classes, and oh my God, it's like a lifetime of education. So again, go to Amazon.com, or you could go to her website directly, which is Mary Lou Belli, MaryLoubelli.com. And these books, I swear, they serve, in my opinion, I'm sure in everybody's opinion, because she's phenomenal. They are invaluable guides and blueprints for success in the entertainment industry. And I feel like they're essential reads for aspiring people in the entertainment industry. And this is what one of them looks like, the new sitcom career book. And then, oh my gosh, I have so many. Let's see. This one. Now, I have the 2nd edition, but as I told you, she just came out with the 3rd edition, Directors Tell the Story. And she wrote this one with, I believe, Bethany Rooney. I just saw Bethany she just directed an episode of one of my favorite shows. I was screaming when I saw her name on the show because I did not know she was directing it. Now I can't remember what the heck the show is, but it was a network. Oh gosh, she's gonna kill me. Okay, it was a network production. Anyway, Bethany Rooney is huge as a director as well. So please go and check out her website for those books. Highly recommend it. Now, on with the show? On with the show. We have a guest today. Oh my God, this girl. I said, what is going on in the world? How many beautiful women can there be that are not absolute A-list actresses? Well, I'm sure she's going to become an A-list actress because she's got all of the accoutrements. Her name is Ashley Bowers, and she's an actress, producer, director, writer, singer, equestrian. And I met her last year at the Sholo Film Festival. As you know, I'm one of the screeners and judges, and I was there because I had screened the films. I can't remember. It was so many of them, I can't remember, but I'm sure hers is one that I screened. And she was one of the people I interviewed. Oh my God, let me tell you, I went there, I thought I was going to interview maybe, 5 people, 10 maximum. Lord, I was there 2 hours. I did 52 interviews in 2 hours. By the end of the night, I had big, like, cheese strings. It was disgusting. I couldn't even talk. But anyway, one of the ladies that I met, that I interviewed, was Ashley Bowers. And I said to her, I only said it to a couple of people, that she absolutely had to be on my show, because I remember that the short that she ended up winning awards for within this festival, it was so good. It was really, really promising, and she has a lot of talent as an actress, and I personally feel that she has what it takes. There's lots of things, as you know, that it takes. It's not just the looks, it's the talent, but there's also a lot of other. Thank you for finally putting her. I usually the pictures start. Can you make that full screen with her pictures, please? Yes. As you can see for yourself, isn't she just a drop dead gorgeous little ball of sunshine? Yes. See, movie star. If you didn't know, you'd go, oh my God, she must be a star. Most people would say, oh, didn't I see her somewhere? It would be one of those lines, right? Didn't I see her? Yes, that's her horse. As I said, she's an equestrian. And so, this is a film she was in, Guilt. We're going to talk about that a little later. As you can see, she's right there underneath the beard. And there she is again, probably in one of her competitions. Yes, there's some jewelry going on. Loving that jewelry. Yeah. Love it. And we're back to her. Now, let me tell you a little bit about her, and you'll get to see the pictures again. Ashley is just a multifaceted artist who has walked many diverse paths in life, from her roles as an actress, a producer, and a director, to her pursuits as a singer and an equestrian athlete. And she's also an artist. And Ashley's journey is just nothing short of remarkable. And she even wears the hat of realtor. Can you imagine her showing up to show you a house with your wife? You'd probably be like, yeah, honey, I gotta go and see that house on my own one more time. So recently, Ashley took to the stage in the play Anastasia, the musical, at the Don Bluth Front Row Theater in Scottsdale, Arizona. And what makes this production even more special? Well, it's directed by none other than Don Bluth himself. And if you don't know who Don Bluth is, let me tell you, he is the original director and animator of the 1997 film Anastasia. Now, you cannot tell me that you have not seen that. Oh my gosh, that was one of the best animated films I've ever seen. And that film is upon which the Broadway musical is based. And Don Bluth's animated legacy includes beloved classics like The Land Before Time, An American Tale, Thumbelina, and The Secret of Nymph. Don Bluth's site is imdb.com. So if you want to check out his other credits, it's Don, B-L-U-T-H. Again, B-L-U-T-H, imdb.com. But that is not all. Ashley's passion project, which she's working on now, involves producing and directing and starring in a film featuring her very own homebred horses. I never thought I'd be talking to a person who has homebred horses, but here we are. Now, this project is currently in the crowdfunding stage, and here's the exciting part. Now, everybody, perk up your ears, right? Perk them up. Every contribution to her crowdfunding site made between now and August the 31st, are you ready? You will be entered into a drawing to win a magnificent $20,000 4-year-old Andalusian horse. What the hell is happening? I never in my life thought I'd be announcing that as a prize on my show either. A $20,000 4-year-old Andalusian horse. Whew, make room in your backyard on the patio, because now, actually, I'm surprised that is $20,000 for an Andalusian, because I have a friend up in upstate New York who has a horse farm, but she has these Russian horses. I can't remember the name of them, but they're very high stepping. I remember that. God, I can't remember the name. We'll ask Ashley about that, but they're high stepping Russian horses with a very long name as well. Now, her journey is an aspiring testament to creativity, determination, and the magic of following one's passion. So, without further ado, let's bring her on live. Where is she? What is going on? Oh, there we are. Oh, there we are. Hi, welcome.
Hello.
Ashley.
Hi, Priscilla.
Sorry that was so long-winded, but I got to do my intro.
It was wonderful.
Oh my gosh, you are just reading your bio. It's just so impressive. No, you've got so much going on. I hope we get to cover it all. If we don't, feel free to segue into whatever we're missing here. But let's talk about the feature film Guilt that we saw, the poster. That won at the Sholo Film Festival Best Score, Best Actress, Best Feature Drama, and Producer's Choice.
Yeah.
How the hell did you sweep in all those categories? What happened?
I knew we won. Well, Sholo guarantees that you win one award, so I knew we were going to get something when we showed up for being accepted, but I did not expect 4, let alone Best Actress. So that was quite an ordeal. That was my first time winning in that category at any festival. So, and then meeting you, that was such a blast. I felt so bad. I waited in that line for you, and you had your hands full, let me tell you.
52 people in 2 hours. And my interviews are usually, I don't just do what's your name, what's your project, blah, 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 those standard questions. I really like to get in deep and talk about everything. But Martina's like, we got to go. We have 52 people. So I was like, help me, Jesus. So I've never done that before. I was very, very happy to do it. And I did get an offer to be one of the press interviewers at the Oscar viewing party in March. But I just couldn't do it. I was still talked out. I couldn't talk. I hadn't recuperated yet. from October to March. I couldn't do it. But yeah, it was very nice that someone saw that I was able to interview 52 people. And with press interviewers, you have a whole bunch of people, so it's not like I would have had to do a ton. But boy, it's a workout. That's the first time I had ever done all those people. So when you get on the red carpet, girl, when you're doing your be prepared. You're gonna have to talk to a whole bunch of people. Oh. Now, tell me about the film Guilt. I want to know what it's about and who your character was.
Guilt is kind of a psychological thriller. It was a feature film directed by known actor Tom Proctor. He kind of got it started during COVID when Hollywood was shut down. And I hadn't talked to him in a long time. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy, Texas Killing Fields, Ballad of Buster Scruggs, a lot Blue Ridge now. He's in a lot of things. I'm sure you've seen him in something. So I met him when I was a teenager, and I hadn't heard from him in a long time. And after COVID, I get this random message from Tom asking me to audition for his film, that he wanted me to play one of the principals. So I sent in my audition, and I got lucky, got all that I wanted. The lead female, her name is Sandra Kelly. She plays Tom's character's wife, kind of the trophy wife. And I don't know if you've seen Tom, but he tends to play kind of the biker bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he plays like a biker country singer in this film, and I play his wife Sandra. But Sandra is a bit younger than him, and eventually we'll just say someone comes and distracts her a little bit, and Tom's character doesn't like that too much. And things kind of, the thriller, it just gets a little crazy a little quick, and it goes back and forth. You don't quite know what's going on, but my character, we'll just say she has kind of an unfortunate end, but that's not the end of my character. When I come back, because I come back from the dead, essentially, that was where my acting really had to be engaged, because it was a complete character change from this, lovey-dovey, simple trophy wife to this killer, practically, or just a little bit of a
zombie killer, because she came back from the dead.
Not that. So you don't know if I'm a ghost or if I'm a figment of his imagination, but we'll just say the dead me is a little psychotic. So
I like it.
It's fun.
Now, where can we see? Because I imagine it's run the circuit. Is it on a streaming platform now that we could see it?
Almost. I don't want to give too many details, but I will be posting on my website as soon as distribution is finished. Pretty much, we might have a theatrical release. So we've been holding out on streaming because the theatrical release might really help get some exposure before we go to a streaming platform. But this year, it'll be out publicly this year.
Real quick, I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of people ask me about what they should do about that situation, because a lot of people want to hold off because of the possible opportunity of having a theatrical release. What is your advice on something like that? Because a lot people are confused.
There are so many pros and cons, and it really depends on what the deal is. So if you don't have great options for whatever reason, the only benefit of a theatrical release on the lower end is kind of exposure and notoriety. Let's say you're going to break even, but you're wondering if you're going to get some good return streaming. Why not go for the theatrical release if it's going to break even anyway, so that you can add that to your resume? Because this was a good budget, but on the lower end, and it was kind of I think a learning curve, especially because we were on a skeleton crew. Hollywood was shut down. Tom funded this really out of his own pocket, and that it's a great film and it was a lot of fun, but some of the resources we had, I want to say, limited us on our potential distribution deals, which we kind of discovered after finishing the film. I am one of the producers on the project, and kind of just to move forward and get exposure for everybody, because Tom and I think Mark Braychick are kind of the only known actors in the film. So to give the rest of us a chance to kind of get out there, we're just looking for the best representative distribution option, not necessarily the best financial return. So sometimes you have to think about future projects with the current one that you're working on, and you never know if maybe the film that you did will pick up in the future with sales later versus right off the get-go in the release. Kind of like Tombstone or certain ones that were not the best box office releases, but down the line kind of became cult classics and made funds on later sales. So big picture thinking helps a lot. And if you didn't go into it with everything in the very beginning with the exact plan for distribution, you kind of limit yourself at the end. And I think we found ourselves in that kind of a position. Lots of talent, lots of quality, great storyline. But there were a couple hiccups here and there, and we pushed through anyway. There were many times when
what kind of hiccups could people look out for? Like what kind of hiccups could people go, oh no, I should look out for this?
Oh, there's so many, but the ones that we dealt with in particular were the first week of filming. We lost our first AD, and a lot of scheduling kind of went out the window. We should have canceled everything. One of our big producers asked us to scrap everything, but we filmed this in Utah, and most of us weren't from Utah. I'm in Scottsdale, and I spend a lot of my time in California as well. So I go back and forth between those, and had to go. I was supposed to be 2 weeks on set in Utah, and it turned into 4. And I have a horse training facility, so having to get my horses covered for an additional 2 weeks is very difficult. But I wanted to be flexible and make filming work. So we should have scrapped the project. I can't tell you how many times. He threatened to turn it into a sizzle reel, so many things. But because we were already confirmed and there and willing to struggle through it, we did it, and we're very proud of the project. And I think, well, you saw it. I think people would be entertained by it, especially knowing the struggle that we went through to get it done. But it's by no means the procedure that you should follow making an independent film, which fortunately is helping me a lot with my personal film that I'm currently working on. So
that's great. Yeah, you get so much experience that you get it. I know what you're saying. It's so overwhelming. Like I get asked a lot by people who are not in the entertainment industry, and they say, well, what's a producer do? And they have no idea how many different types of being a producer. There's no one thing that you do unless you were assigned one thing, but then there are 50 things do seem to scoot in there. But there's so many things that you can learn and take with you. It's an evolving job. You'll always learn something to take with you to the next one.
Absolutely.
So what with Guilt, are you going to be posting updates so that we know when we can see it streaming at least? I mean,
absolutely. So I actually just spoke to Tom Proctor last week. We were discussing that. He's trying to finalize the distribution deal right now. We just finished our film festival circuit probably a month ago. So that was just the first step. Now the second step is finalizing distribution. I'll post it on my website, acbowers.com, but Tom will also be posting it on his. We'll throw it across social media, and hopefully, if we can swing it, maybe even have another private premiere for the launch.
Ashley, a lot of people maybe you can explain this. A lot of people ask me about distribution. They don't understand that. Well, obviously the first thing you want to do is get your film into a festival, but it's not the only way, but usually it's the way that most people do choose to show their film. But people don't understand how, like I have a couple friends that work at a huge distribution company. And what they tell me is, Priscilla, we get so many films out. So many people want, of course, obviously, to get distribution, but it comes down to some tips for people. And I'd like you to contribute what you think. What he said was, if we have 5 films and they're all pretty much the same genre, it's going to come down to, obviously, the best made. It has to be a high production value. But it's, believe it or not, we're going to choose films where the people involved with the film are actively promoting the film, and they have a huge following, and we see active posts constantly promoting the project. That's who we'll choose. And they may be actors that are lesser known, but they're working the hell out of it. Whereas a lot of A-list celebrities, they don't even bother promoting their own projects. They go on the tour, the promotional tour, but when they're outside of the tour, they've moved on to another project, so they're not actively promoting it. What have you and your team, whether it's with Guilt or maybe another project you're working on now, what do you decide at the inception of making a film when you're deciding, okay, we finished it, here's how we're going to promote it? What's your big package?
So I think that varies project to project. Guilt, I want to say that was really, I didn't join the producer side until post-production, and tried to help in the marketing side and be the representative at the festivals because a lot of the crew couldn't go. So I pretty much did the film festival tour by myself. Only the cast and crew joined me at one of them, actually. So with that one, I want to say it was mostly just a learning experience. But with my new project, I've gotten all of the planning down now. I'm still in pre-production. I'm still crowdfunding, but I have a team. I've made sure it'll be a small crew, but not a skeleton crew. Literally distribution. I have a long plan. This is a long haul project. I am making a short film, but the purpose of it, it's going to stand alone and go to the festival circuit, but it's also going to serve as kind of the teaser for the feature film. But for the feature, I want a substantial budget. And I'm also trying, I thought of so many things. I thought of what I have access to that will make a professional quality film. I'm fortunate enough to have very well trained horses in sports that I compete and train in. And to rent these kinds of horses would be a substantial amount, but I have the access to it. So I can add that to my budget, but it won't cost me out of pocket. So that's a little bit of a technique, right? Using what you have and assessing the value. Another thing that I've taken into consideration is that I really don't want anyone other than maybe my core 2 or 3 production team and me wearing more than one hat. Everyone else will only wear one hat, and that's it. For distribution, the festivals, I've already started entering the script. It was my first script that I written, and I started entering that into festivals, and it won its first award at its very first festival in May. Yeah, the Pittsburgh Moving Picture Festival. That was exciting. But see, this is marketing. My background is marketing, and those laurels are going to help me with distribution when the time comes, because my film, before it's even done, is going to have some laurels and some success. And the networking, I've yet to go to a film festival where I didn't meet an amazing person like you, someone that I can take away from it, add to my team, my network, and teach me something too, because it's good to ask questions, learn about other people, about their projects, and just constantly be listening. So that's what I've applied. This is my first big project on my own. And Tarantino had said something that I listened to, that you don't need to know how to make a film. You don't need to be able to put all the pieces together. You need to be able to find the team and the crew that can do that for you, to bring your dream and your inception to life. So that's what I focused on. I have plenty of experience as an actress. I have plenty of experience in front of the camera. And I have other creative outlets as well. I've never been a director of a film. I have produced a little bit. So I'm getting that team together that's going to ensure the success in the long run. And it's really hard as a new filmmaker, even if you have the best film, for it to necessarily get you something in the end, unless it's just outstanding or you find the right distributor. So I'm going into this completely aware of that, but it sets you up for the next project, which I have 2 more in the pipeline. So this is definitely a long-term goal, and distribution is in the works. Like if sometimes Netflix or other people pick up shorts, and I definitely want to make sure that we follow all the guidelines so that we don't cut ourselves short when that time comes. We need to have all of the right filming, all the right cameras, all the right requirements that they require to even consider a project. Not to mention some of the people on my team, it is important who you know. And so we're going to save some of those asks for the final project to see where we're at. Is this a project that we're really proud of, or did we fall a little short? But we're aiming for the stars and seeing where we land.
Well, we've been talking about everything. We didn't even say the title of the film. And what's it about? I guess we should talk about that.
Well, thank you. It's called Eye for an Eye. It's my directorial debut. I'll be starring in it. It's a post-apocalyptic dystopian short. Pretty much the short is a condensed version of the first act of the feature. So it will stand alone, but also serve to market the feature. I'm focusing on horses. So kind of think Mad Max Fury Road meets the Book of Eli, but with horses instead of, gasoline and cars, and with women leading instead of men. So Furiosa, Charlize Theron, that kind of vibe, but with more women instead of just one. Yes, there's men in the film, but they're not the focus. And Mexican American, because I'm filming it in the desert in the Scottsdale area. So pretty much I wanted to tap into the culture here. There are some tax film incentives in Arizona. There are Latin grants. There are female grants. And all of these might be able to help me with the feature when that time comes. But in the meantime, we're going to try to finish the short. So that's why I'm offering a horse from my personal breeding program to fund this project. That's how serious I am about it. I have a 4-year-old Andalusian that we're having a drawing for every $25 contributed to our campaign. And I figured if people could see how serious we are, that we're upping the stakes, offering a part of the film, because these horses, the Rising Phoenix Equestrian horses, are going to be in the film. So you have a chance to literally take home a piece of the movie by getting involved. And then in doing so, you'll know that you'll be a part of the long project, not just a little short film, a feature film down the road. And we're going to give thanks where thanks is due, because if you get on board now, we're going to remember you in 2 years when we've done the feature. So even one of my clients has already become my first financing producer. This has really been a love affair.
Do you want to? Denise Kelter said, "Go Ashley, we love you." Do you see that? Can you see the comments that are coming up? Okay. All right. They love you, Ashley. But
that's my cousin.
Oh, well, thank you, Denise Garza. We need all kinds of comments coming at Ashley tonight. So this short, what is it, 22 minutes or? Oh,
aiming for 15.
Oh, I'm sorry. How
it
how
is
many
a great show.
How many?
Aiming for 15.
15 minutes.
15
okay.
minutes.
15 minutes. And oh my gosh, these horses. Now, did you by any chance in my intro, I was trying to remember the name of my friend who has a horse farm. I don't think it's called a farm. I think it's an equestrian center up in upstate New York by the Canadian border in Watertown. But she's exclusively raises these Russian horses. What is the name of those horses? They're high-stepping Russian horses.
So I'm not positive on Russian bred horses, but I know some of the high-stepping horses are saddlebreds, but I couldn't tell you where they hail from. But I have some saddlebred trainers.
Do you remember the name of them?
I just know the breed saddlebreds, and they do train them. They compete with the really high steps, extremely high. I have some friends that are trainers in that. So, but I don't know where saddlebreds, what country they come from.
So but Andalusians are not like those high stepping. Does anybody out there know what horses I'm talking about? So Ashley and I can know. Look at the Hall of Elegant Armor is giving you some emojis, and I miss Spud. Is Spud your friend? Because Spud gave you a comment.
I didn't see Bud, but the Elegant Horses is Ben.
Spud. Ashley. Is that a friend?
I'm not sure. Spud, what's your real name?
You might be getting offers. Wow, you might be getting some offers here. Okay, well, I will call her and find out the name of those Russian horses. But when you said Andalusian, there's some. Are you seeing your comments?
Hi, Jeff.
I'm so
love you.
Yeah, let's give shout outs. Jessica, just feel free to thank people. Jessica Ballou.
Thank you. I will say Andalusians are flashy movers. They're Spanish horses. I also have Lusitanos, which are Portuguese. They're very similar. Once upon a time, they were the same breed. And then the Spanish bred one way and the Portuguese bred another. They are bullfighting horses. So if you've ever seen the Spanish, bullfights, they're called rejoneadores. They're kind of like the matador, but on the horse. And they go and they fight the bull. But before that, any period piece movie you've watched, typically the horse that goes into war, or the king's horse, is an Andalusian. Just like Lord of the Rings, the one that Viggo Mortensen wrote, an Andalusian. Any of the flashy European or period piece movies are almost always going to have Andalusians. And if like a unicorn that has a long mane and is a gray horse, almost always an Andalusian. So
I did not know that. That's such a great thing to tell me, because I always think, I wonder what kind of horse that is. And then I thought, well, maybe they glued a mane on the horse. But now you've answered my question. You never know.
They can do that, but no, typically the breed has good hair.
Wow. Oh my. Now, why out of all the horses did you choose Andalusian horses? Was there a childhood memory attached, or?
I will say they probably chose me. My partner that I was with, he was a horse trainer when I met him, and that was the breed that he bred and trained, and that was the breed that I learned how to ride on. I learned how to ride in my early 20s, so I was a little late to the game. I didn't have experience with horses before that. Hi, Carl. Thank you. And and pretty much I just fell in love with them, and I never looked back. They are just so majestic and so lovely and versatile. You can use them in almost everything. I've done dressage, working equitation, trails, parades, cattle sorting. I was in the circus, so many things with horses. Hi, Tia Sonia. And so I don't know how to explain it. They're like the best of all worlds is really what it is. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. So with dressage, you've got the warm bloods, and they're type of warm blood, but a little nicer on your back. And then you've got the quarter horses for Western disciplines, but yet my horses can also do Western disciplines. So I don't know how to answer it other than they stole my heart.
Wow, I watch the Olympics and I really get excited for the dressage. I'm like, yes, go. But I get scared too, because I think, oh no, they're not going to make it. They're going to fall and break a leg. But it's a dangerous sport. A lot of people, when you see these, people riding on the horses, you just think it looks so beautiful, but it is extremely dangerous, right? Hi, Addie.
Oh, very much. Hi, Addie. Thanks, girl.
She's enjoying your journey. Yeah.
She's
it's very
great.
dangerous.
Oh, hi,
I mean, do they teach you when you start learning, because you're a competition equestrian, correct? Or equestrian
I'm a professional. I'm a professional rider. I'm a sponsored rider. I mostly do working equitation and some dressage. Those are less dangerous. There are 3 equestrian sports in the Olympics. Dressage, which I do, is one of them. That's the one in the court with the letters. That's the least dangerous. And then there's eventing and show jumping. I don't do those 2. I can jump, but I'm not a jumper. And those are dangerous.
So dressage?
Those are where you.
Wait a minute, there's dressage. I thought that's where the horses did jump over the little gates. Isn't that dressage?
So if you saw the white court with the letters, that's dressage. The Germans kind of rule right now in dressage. So you'll do, they're called tests, and the Grand Prix is the Olympic level. And you'll learn your tests. There's 3 kinds: the Grand Prix Special, and the Grand Prix Freestyle. Hi, Janet. And pretty much you'll learn your routine and you'll get judged on it. Very much like a film festival. The judge is looking for certain movements and looking for the quality. You have to do like dancing and different things. It's very technical, very difficult, but relatively safe. So we don't do the jumping. And I do working equitation, which has a jump in it, but it's not a jumping sport. And then in the Olympics, there's show jumping, so lots of jumps in the high ones in the arena, and that can be relatively dangerous. But the eventing is that is awesome. I'm learning something new.
That's
and
Rico. Yes, hi Rico.
Hi Rico. And the eventing is probably the most dangerous one. I believe there's 3 phases. I don't compete in this, so don't quote me, but I like to watch it. There's the dressage is the first phase.
Yes.
Then I think show jumping is the second. And then the third one is the cross country course, where they jump in a big open kind of field or course. And that's where the most tumbles will happen, because, the footing is uneven and they're going fast. And they have to wear vests, and there's accidents. It happens. I don't personally do that. I'm getting older and I don't want to take a tumble. And also I breed my horses. Hi Adrian, thank you. And pretty much I do breed and I sell too. So a lot of the jumping disciplines I don't like to risk the injury because it comes with the territory a little bit. But it's a lot of fun. They're very athletic horses. I have friends that are also jumpers, and I go support them all the time. If you like jumping and going fast, that's for you.
But now this is great that you are offering this 4-year-old Andalusian. Now, I don't know in horse years. Hey, Denise Garza. You're the best hash brown. Oh, your name is Hash Brown. Oh, Russian. See, Carl, you almost had the name Russian something. Nope, it's not Russian Dawn. It's Stefan Grad. Somebody's going to know the name of that Russian horse, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, somebody Google it.
Yeah, somebody Google it, please. Ashley and I are busy right now. We need somebody Google it. Now, Ashley, so this is fantastic that you're offering this crowdfunding, a donation perk, I guess we could call it. Is this going to be so have you started the crowdfunding campaign on a site like GoFundMe or what is that other one, Spark and Seed? Indiegogo. Oh, you know what I heard? Now, don't quote me on it, but I had a friend just send me an email, Ashley, and she said she put the whole package up to crowdfund for her film, and she offered donation perks, and Indiegogo blocked it and said they no longer allow you to put donation perks on the crowdfunding site. Now, I haven't researched this, but to look it up myself. So when people tell me things, I always say, go check it out yourself, because it could have been a specific situation. But I know that Seed and Spark does allow donation perks. They also are getting this is for the audience benefit as well. The crowdfunding sites are getting very particular about people offering donation perks, because people are offering things and they do not follow through and actually and it's causing lawsuits. They're suing. The people are suing Indiegogo and was a GoFundMe and they're suing them, but it's not their fault. They just allow the website. It's up to the people. So people are ruining it for everybody else who's trying to get some crowdfunding cash. What site are you going to be? Are you going to have your film on?
So I just finished running an Indiegogo campaign. It ran for 2 months and ended on June 2nd. We had an $18,000 goal.
Did they allow?
They allowed the perks. I will say I had some hiccups with Indiegogo. I won't go into it. The funds did end up getting to me, but it was difficult. So I don't know that I would use them again. And I saw lots of it was a learning experience for me. I don't want to say anything negative, but
don't you say it. You let me say it, because I'm the one that gets messages, and I have actual proof from people of all these complaints about them. So I can legally say it because I have the documentation to prove that people are saying it. So I have been trying to ask filmmakers, what are some other sites that don't give you as many problems? And from what they are saying is there is a site, again, I've never worked with the site, but they're saying there's a site called Seed and Spark, which was created by filmmakers, and they allow all donation perks from people that have good, they vet you. They do vet you and make sure that you have run a project in the past and that you have paid the people who are given the donation perks. They don't just let anybody on Seed and Spark. Nope, absolutely not. And that's what I love about them, because they vet the people. They don't just let every Tom, Dick, and Harry run their project. So look them up, Ashley. You might... and there's never been a problem with them getting the money that was donated. Whereas I have heard both GoFundMe and Indiegogo, there were some problems, and I don't remember exactly what. But this film,
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So what about? That's what this whole show is about: giving tips, advice, and resource information. Right? We're gonna help our fellow filmmakers. So your film, Eye to Eye. Right, we're going to see the clip right now on YouTube. It is, why don't you set it up for us? Tell us exactly what this clip is about.
This is just a little teaser trailer that my DP and I threw together. We were scouting, the locations. And while we were there, why not film something? Because it's better than looking at the front page of a script or a little, So he was great. And what was great is I got to kind of test some of the wardrobe ideas and some of the props. Some of the props didn't work, so I didn't get to use them. But that was great that we got to find out. This is all really important when putting together a film. You need to do some test runs, and it's better to get it done early. But it's summer and I am in Arizona right now, so it's 1:15 outside, and it's just a little crazy because we had to get up at 3 a.m. in order to go shoot this, and then my horse was a little antsy. He wanted to eat breakfast, but we got it done. And so the teaser is only 1 minute long, and it's just to give you an idea of the tone of the short. And it does have dialogue that is from the script. So
dialogue from the script. Okay. All right. So, and the name is producer, director, and your character name.
My character name is Lena. It's short for Elena. and I'm also the director, writer, a producer. I'm the only one in the teaser. I couldn't fly in some of the other cast for this, but we'll have an updated trailer when we film, and it's called Eye for an Eye, kind of a biblical tone, Old Testament, and I think you'll get the rest when you see it.
Oh, now, real quick before we see it, so the short, you said that you're hoping it'll be 15 minutes, but did you write the whole script as a feature film, and you're only going to shoot 15 minutes, but kind of make it like a beginning, a middle, and an end?
So I have a completed storyboard, and I had to go through that a ton of times. I did a lot of homework before I wrote this. And then based off the storyboard, I took the first act and a tiny, tiny bit of the intro of the second act. And I wrote that, and I edited it quite a few times and had some help with that. And so I have not finished the feature. It is still being edited right now and rewritten. But the storyline is completely done. The storyboard and the breakdowns page by page and all of that is done.
I'm sorry, we have overlap because of our connection, but did you say that your film has a kind of a Christian-based genre, or what's the genre, would you say?
The genre is probably dystopian, and I have faith incorporated in it, but I wouldn't call it a faith-based movie because of vengeance being kind of a key element, and I don't know that that's very, very Christian.
Oh, darn! I had as soon as I thought you said a couple minutes ago, I thought I heard like God-like words or Christian or Bible words.
Oh, definitely. I've incorporated my faith into this, and so there will be a Bible. There's cross. There are faith elements in it, absolutely.
Okay.
But in order for it to be, faith festival eligible or things like that, I don't know that it will be supported because of the one vengeance element in there. But there is there is a good premise, and it's a lot of it is biblical, so it's ironic. It kind
character role, is there a role for a lead character, a male lead?
There is a lead male character. So there's probably five principal roles in the short, and only one is male.
I got. Is the male's part a meaty role? Oh, Ashley,
is the male part of what?
Is one of the best people I know, and my best. Oh, Denise Keller said you're best friends. Oh,
thank you, David.
Oh, that's just Denise.
Yeah, underneath it says, "Hey, Ashley, it's David." Oh, that's her son, Denise's son.
Oh, I see. Okay, so the male part is the male. I'm asking this for a reason, believe me. Is the male part in the film a meaty role?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. It's very. He takes on kind of a grunt role. I'm not gonna lie, and I leave it a little open-ended. You're gonna wonder, why is he doing this? Why is he okay with what a certain character? Because the antagonist is my sister, my character's sister in the film, and the male role supports my character's sister a lot. And you're gonna wonder when you watch the short, why does he do that? Okay. And I leave it a little open-ended on purpose, because the only way to get that answer is to watch the feature when we do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And has the male part already been cast?
It has, yes. I have a stunt coordinator coming in from Mexico, and I needed a fighter. So the male character is not only an equestrian, he's a trainer of Andalusians, but he also was a kung fu artist. So I needed someone that could do both, and that had some acting experience, which he also does. And I really wanted someone who was native to Mexico, because I'm playing a Mexican American character. I didn't want all of them to be American with Mexican origins. I wanted some to be from the motherland, you know? So I've got some that are from Mexico and some that are from this side of the border, but where the culture is very much ingrained into the film.
Darn, I have a friend who was a huge star of a television show. I won't say his name. In the 90s. I mean, this was mega huge. And I think he loves doing faith-based genre films. So man, that's well, if you get any more, if you write any more, contact me first, because he was a huge star and he would bring a gigantic following. And he only does faith-based films, so
I do want to get some name actors for the feature. So we might have to connect on that, because as soon as I should have to
do any horse riding. But he can do fighting, because his show was an A-list television show, and he does do swords and fighting and stuff. But I don't think there's horse riding, but I'm not sure. I'll have to ask him. But
no, that's perfect, because this character, there's probably going to be like 3 or 4 more similar to this character in the feature. So I will need more.
Woo! Well, hit me up, girl. PM me. Drop me the DMs.
You got it.
Now let's show Eye to Eye, a film produced by and starring Ashley Bowers. I can't remember if you directed it too. So much we talked about so much. You produced it, directed it. That's the best thing. If you want to save on a salary, do every part yourself. So let's look at the film, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about it and how you can get a $20,000 4-year-old Andalusian that you can tie up on your patio. No, that's terrible. I would never recommend anybody get a damn horse. As a matter of fact, Ashley, when you come back, we're going to talk about how all these people get these animals that are from the wild and they just put them on the patio. That's one of my pet peeves, that you bring any animal without a proper environment. But let's see Eye to Eye. Run it, Albert.
My name is Lena. I'm a survivor of the fall. The New World Order changed everything. Their plight for power led to an uprising, a world war that culminated in the fall of society. Technology and resources of our past lives are no longer used, and our combine of survivors is our new world. Ragnar! But these are Old Testament times we're living in now. It's an eye for an eye.
On there, right? How is your voice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you look so good on a horse. Do you model for horseware?
No, I have, but no. One of my sponsors.
There's another way for you to get some funds. Go out and do some modeling for horseware, that you would fund the whole project. Now, what is because we want to help you get this film made. What is the budget on the crowdfunding site of how much you have left to crowdfund? What's your goal?
So the total budget is $20,000. When we ran Indiegogo, we raised about $2,500, and then I think in the horse campaign, we're at 1,000 so far. So we're about 3,500 in. We've got some pledges, probably another 1,500 in pledges, but I haven't counted that yet until it's done. But essentially, we're trying to hit 20,000. And we've got
31st, right?
That would be ideal. We probably have until October, but I don't like to push it that close. We don't film until the first week of November, and I do need to get some wardrobe and different things finalized. So I would like pretty much the end of September, but the drawing for the horse ends August 31st. So we have a little less than 2 months to raise funds and get that drawing going for somebody to, win a horse.
Now, what is the minimum donation amount for the horse?
Every $25 contributed, you'll get an entry into the drawing. I update the drawing every Monday, so tonight I will be doing that. We put it on social media and on the website so that you can actively see how many entries there are, your name, and then we let you pick a number too. So if you don't want to pick a number, I pick it for you. And hi, Christine. Thank you so much. And so right now, I think numbers 1 through 38 are taken. So 39 through 600. Ideally, I'd like to sell 600 tickets, but however many we can raise is what it's going to be.
And so people, are you taking this information, like people are going to Indiegogo and they're buying it on Indiegogo, and that's how you get the information, and then you announce it on the social media site? Is that how you're doing it?
The campaign for Indiegogo ended on June 2nd, and they take a good chunk of funds, and like, because I was
3% or 5%, what are they?
I want to say it was over 10 by the time it was all said and done, because they take a percentage plus a transaction fee plus something else. I can't remember. There was like a secret fee. I was a little, and then they hold. Well, don't quote me on that. That's just how I interpreted it. And then they hold an amount, and I guess that's because of those people you said that aren't following through on the perks. But now I don't know how long it's going to take to get the rest of the funds. So it's just
good information, Ashley, because a lot of people don't realize that if they put their crowdfunding campaign on a site, again, we're just speaking of Indiegogo, but we don't know what the policy is for Seed and Spark or GoFundMe or any of these other. This is great information, because we now know from you that there are a large amount of fees that are involved. Plus, we also learned that there's a holding period. So if you're planning to shoot your film, you got to factor that in. So this is great information you're giving here.
I appreciate it. So,
how are you going to figure out, you've got to actively put on another hat of accountant to figure out when you need to have this done by this time to be able to have money by November, right?
Absolutely. So I kind of cut out the middleman. It has proven to be a tad bit difficult for people who just want an easy site to go donate on. I have my website that was linked at the end of the trailer, and I think you have it listed too. So pretty much the website gives you instructions on how to make a contribution. I have it opened up, so you'll just send it the old-fashioned way: Zelle, PayPal, friends and family, Facebook Pay, cash or check, and I'm sure we can figure out even something else. We're accepting all and any contributions. Tom Proctor's even agreed to sign any autographed memorabilia to anyone who donates at least $25. But thank you, Jan Bashkurs.
Oh,
he says the Russian horses must be.
That's not. It's like Leppenstein.
Is it a Lipizzaner?
What is it?
Lipizzaner?
I think
I thought those were like.
Wait a minute.
I think
maybe
those are
that's
Austrian or something.
No, because they're definitely Russian. We'll get it, Ashley. Keep going, people. Keep going. You're close though. So I think you're doing the right thing. It's a catch-22 with doing that, right? Because
Yep.
if they're your friends and family, they're like, oh yeah, I don't mind sending you money via PayPal or Zelle or Venmo, because they know you, right? They know you're gonna honor what you're promising. So there's that way, yay. But then people who don't know you, who may probably want to help you and they like the project and they're just philanthropists, they want to go through a site to be guaranteed that they're going to get the money back by PayPal and GoFundMe and stuff. So it's a very difficult thing, the whole raising money situation.
Yeah, so I'm trying to show the being reputable. So what's good is you can see all my businesses, you can see my references, and that's why I make a conscious effort to update the drawing every single week, and then I notify everyone who enters, and then so when you send the funds, I request that you put your name, contact information if I don't know you, and if you want to pick your lucky number, pick your number and I'll assign that to your name. It's a digital drawing, so I update it. That way there's no bias. It will be drawn digitally, and I update it. You can visually see your name, and then if you're on social media and I don't know you, but you made a contribution, which has happened quite a few times, I find you. And there was only one person I think that's not on social media, so I called her, I verified everything, and I got her on the drawing, and I texted her a link to the drawing. So far everything has worked out great. We just need a little bit more reach, and I need to find a way to go in person to some places. Some people just want to do cash, so I can bring tickets.
Yeah, and because you have, I'm sure you thought of this being in marketing. You probably already thought of this, but with you having that business, that horse business, the horse equestrian center, you could actually have, or you probably have already done this, but I'm going to throw it out there. You could have like a whole fundraising party at your equestrian center, and for everybody who donates, I don't know, whatever amount, they could take a ride on one of your horses. There's more money. Is that possible, or is that a legal thing where you can't take people?
No. That's a great idea, and I did think about it, but because of the summer and it being over 100 degrees where I have the horses, it's
maybe
not
more
feasible
towards the fall. Yeah, maybe more towards the fall if you have to extend your.
The horse fundraiser will be over by then. So kind of what I'm thinking, and I haven't told anyone, so this is the first time I'm ever mentioning this publicly. I have lots of lovely clients and friends, so I'm trying to organize a pool party at a nice venue where that can be the fundraising party. We come, socialize, cool off, and then contribute to the film. So, and then I'll have a lot of signed memorabilia from previous projects and the current one, and invite, cast and crew. That way we can have a little bit of a media hype too. And I've had such good feedback so far.
Yeah. My God, I know when we go to Vegas in the summer, it's like 114 in the shade. So I can't imagine how hot it is in Arizona, but you do keep referencing how hot it is. And I was wondering if in your center, this might sound crazy, but do you have air conditioning? Not where the horses are, obviously, but like an area where you have air conditioning, and maybe you could have somebody come and take a picture next to a horse. $10, boom, you got a picture.
Might be able to bring them to the event actually for a little photo shoot. That's not a problem at all. And honestly, we're probably gonna have a launch party when filming's done, because post-production's expensive too. And I was planning on bringing a horse to that. So
yes, that would be really good. I'm so creative. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I can think of all kinds of ways to come up to get money. I'm like, yes, so we could do this, so we could do that. If you've ever come to one of my events, you will see Oh my Lord. In one of my birthday parties, I have Bollywood dancing, I have musicians, I have
Oh, wow.
strippers. Yeah, I have Marilyn Monroe impersonators, comedians, opera singers, all in one night. It's like boom, boom, boom. I love events. So all about that. Yeah, well, there's so many things you can do. And if you have anyone like the guy, Don, what about, we talked about you being in that play with Don Bluth. Now, he was a really big wit back in his day. Have you reached out to him and said, hey, can you help me by whatever? Because he most likely knows a lot of celebrities, and he obviously must have loved you. So he would mind posting in or helping you somehow.
So I'm actually in that production right now. It's going to be in September and October. I left rehearsal to come do this right now. And
well, Don, we appreciate you. Yeah. Well, ask Don. Say, Priscilla asked if you could help me with my film. Can you help me? You know, you gotta really want, and I'm sure you'll agree, Ashley, but you cannot feel embarrassed to ask anyone for money to fund your project. You have got to get over it. If you cannot ask people to fund your projects, then you're in the wrong business. You might as well just stay an actor. And even actors have to ask for money. But yeah, I think that you're going to have to do a really hard push. So any way that we can help you, I would recommend that you go to Ashley's website. Give me it again. I don't have the page right here.
It's acbowers.com. And then if you go to the tab to the right and click on Eye for an Eye, pretty much this website has the links to all of my business, my equestrian business, my real estate business, my film, and my personal acting profile. But if you go to acbowers.com, click the tab, go to Eye for an Eye, it'll give you all the details.
Okay. And do you get some sort of a receipt for your what do you give back? Do you? Well, I guess we have, when we send it via Venmo, I hope you have Venmo set up because I only Venmo. You have that right there, so people don't be scared when you send Venmo or Zelle. It's right there. You got your receipt. So if Ashley doesn't give you something, there you go. You got your proof right there. But Ashley, you're a total professional, so I would imagine you're giving somebody something. And do you want to do you maybe want to give out T-shirts? Do you have T-shirts with your horse training business? What's the name of it?
Rising Phoenix Equestrian. I do have stuff like that, but I'm pretty much using the perks that I had on Indiegogo. I'm going to offer those. If you enter the drawing, that's what you get. But if you choose, I've had plenty of people that say, I just want to help. I don't want to enter the drawing.
Yeah,
so
because
what I
not many people can afford to have an Andalusian horse. I mean, not many people are set up like that unless you're targeting, the big boys. So
absolutely.
Just wondering what other donation perks you have.
So if they don't want to be in the drawing, then pretty much the perks from the campaign apply. So that would include, based off the tiers, it would include thank you cards for everyone across the board. And then the tiers up, we've got signed movie posters, signed postcards, and the more you contribute, the better the swag gets. So it would be, I apologize, I'm at Starbucks because I had to sneak out of rehearsal.
That's all right.
And then as it moves up, we're gonna have mugs and I think T-shirts were a couple of the options, but instead of it being Rising Phoenix Equestrian, it's going to be the film. You're gonna get swag with memorabilia from the film. So that's the benefit of making a contribution without oh my goodness, this noise, without the drawing. And then I've got some perks where we're going to invite you to the premieres. we're going to give you a VIP experience, especially if you're local. But because this is going to be a tour, if you can't make the premiere, I'm going to make sure that we try to enter something in your city. I'm really trying to target everyone. I have one client, she contributed so much. She's actually the first financing producer on board. And she's also going to be in it. She gets like a little cameo in the film.
Oh,
so
good. So you're offering cameos for a certain amount, right? And what would that limit
and sponsorships too. Well, the starting is 1,000. So if you want a producer credit and to be heavily involved, that starting fee is 1,000. But also we're offering sponsorship credits. So let's say you don't want to be a producer, but you want to contribute and want some marketing in return. We can do a little flash of your product. So I'm trying to get a few of my sponsors on board, my personal writing sponsors, and that way we can feature their products in the film and give them a real feature, and it'll blend and flow with the film. But that's the marketing side. So people trying to make films, if you need to reach out to Coca-Cola or whoever, figure out who your local rep is, go that extra distance to get that involved, because there's so many creative ways, and I'm still learning, right? This is my first solo endeavor, but luckily I want to say all the previous experience, I've produced lots of horse shows from the ground up, and I've worked with other filmmakers, and I've worked in marketing and behind or in front of the camera, not so much behind. So putting that all together, use your skills. But those are the incentives I'm offering right now. We are on track, but I don't like calling it this close. So I appreciate you helping.
I know. I'm worried for you, Ashley. I'm going to have to jump in and try to help. Well, do me a favor. Send me a private message, because the moment we hang up, I will try to remember to make a note, but it's better if you send me a message. I have a cousin who owns a franchise, a pizza franchise, and I can ask her, hey, would you like your company's name for 1,000 or 2,000 for 5,000? I mean, I can ask. I can't promise anything, but please send me a message and remind me, because don't count on me remembering anything, because I have so much going on up here I can't remember. But I'll try to help with that, and then also keep me updated with the film so that I can send it out. I have a huge tens of thousands of followers, because we've been at it for over 21 years. So I've been trying to help everyone. So please let me know. I will personally make a donation, obviously. But I think my friend might want that Andalusian, my friend upstate New York. She might want to put the little, is it a male or a female horse? She might try to make it.
It's a female. It's a mare, and it's good bloodline, so absolutely could breed her.
And you have the
she's
provenance
super sweet.
for the horse? You have the provenance for the horse that you'll be providing, the paperwork, the provenance.
Oh, absolutely. She comes, IALHA papers are the papers that she comes with. There's different kinds, but the ones that she will be coming with is the International Andalusian and Lusitano Horse Association, IALHA.
Well, if I win, I'm going to donate my horse to Jamie Foxx, who, oh, that's another story. We'll talk about that. But I am so glad that you are working on this project. I am so happy to see you take it to the next level. Let's close it out with your social media site so people can go there now. Where are you, Ashley? Oh, you're also on the social media. Why don't you tell us what your Instagram, Facebook, rather than me trying to find it. Oh,
absolutely. My handle for Instagram is instaash.lee. I am on Facebook. I think it's ashley.bowers.792. There are so many Ashley Bowers, and I've never met any of them.
Yeah.
I think I'm on TikTok. I haven't been as active there. I think it's ac.bowers. I really need to start getting active. I'm very active on Insta and Facebook. I also have a crowdfunding page on Facebook called Eye for an Eye crowdfunding campaign. So you can find that linked as well. And you can find my equestrian sites on there too. Rising Phoenix Equestrian is the handle, as well as the Facebook link.
Yes. And yes, promote, and ask your friends and family to help you promote, because like my friend who works at that film distribution company said, it all comes down to having a huge following. So let's help Ashley. Ashley, go. Thank you so much for being on the show, Ashley Bowers. We appreciate it. You're going to break out in a sweat if you don't get the hell out of that heat. You got to get in the car with AC immediately, right?
I will.
Ashley, thank you so much. And I hope to see you next time we come to the Show Low Film Festival. I'm not coming this year, but next year I'll be there.
Thank you so much, Priscilla. If you do any other festivals, please let me know. I'll be in LA in a couple weeks.
Yeah, Burbank. I'm a judge and screener for Burbank and a couple other ones. So we'll talk. Just feel free to email me. Whatever you want. Okay. Thank you for coming on. See you next week, everybody. Bye. Say goodbye to your fans.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
You're listening to Question Reality with Priscilla Leona.